If you're looking into getting quail, you've probably noticed that there's not a lot of information out there as far as taking care of them. So I've put together a little guide for you just to help you out. This here is Goldie. My name's Austin. This is Lime and Leaf Garden. Let's get right into the video. So one of the first things that I wanted to touch on was the enclosure. There's obviously a lot of different options out there for you as far as enclosures go. Now we chose a greenhouse for our enclosure just because of the protection level that it provides. You've got glass everywhere so nothing can break into it, but you've also got a cement foundation all the way around the edges to prevent things from digging up underneath like raccoons or possums. Now if you decide to do a more open enclosure instead of a fully enclosed greenhouse like we chose to do, and you choose to do screen, just make sure you have some hardware cloth all the way around the exterior buried up under the ground so that if something does try to dig up under, it can't get through there. Another thing to consider if you're doing an open enclosure is that during the colder months, wind is a big problem. Quail can withstand down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. However, if the wind chill makes it a lot colder than that, then the quail can actually die. So it's a good idea to have some kind of tarp or something put over around the edges to protect them from any wind chill that may be hitting them. And another thing you can do to prevent them from freezing to death, just add some heat lamps into your enclosure just to provide that little bit of extra warmth. In fact, that's probably our quail's favorite place to hang out, is right up under the heat lamp. Now the required minimum for quail is approximately a square foot per quail, but I always suggest at least 4 square feet per quail. Now one thing that makes quail a little bit different than chickens is their love of hides. They do love to be underneath something, behind something, just pretty much feeling safe is the goal for them. I actually took a pot and cut it in half and used one half on one side of the greenhouse, one half on the other, just to provide them a little house of sorts. So now you can see that they have dug out a little hole underneath this pot to give themselves a little bit of protection or to make themselves feel safe. But hides can be anything from a wooden box that you build to cement blocks that they can crawl through, cut in half pots for example, or even just plants, shrubs, little trees, that kind of thing. Basically anything that they can hide behind. Now once you have your enclosure set up with all of your hides, the next thing you want to add is a sandbox. Or you can opt for what we did and just pretty much use sand for half of the enclosure. Quail absolutely love sand baths, so it's a good idea to have, you could even do a litter box full of sand. Just give them some type of option for jumping in it and burying themselves down in the sand. They absolutely love doing this. It also prevents any fleas or mites or anything like that from getting in their feathers. So the next most important thing that you want to think about is what type of breed you're going to get. Now we have jumbo coturnix, regular coturnix, and celadon coturnix. Jumbo meaning obviously a bigger version of the latter. And celadon means a recessive gene within the coturnix that turns the color of the egg blue instead of being speckled. And you also a lot of times get some white quail or white and brown mixed feathers. Just gives them a unique look and they stand out and are really pretty, honestly. Now as far as the eggs compared between a jumbo coturnix and a regular coturnix, or celadon coturnix in this case, this is what it looks like, a side-by-side comparison. But you also have a lot of different options out there. Coturnix are just typically the easiest to begin with as a starter and getting into the quail. But there's bob whites, Japanese, and a lot of other options out there. Now as far as diet for the quail, they do prefer a high protein diet. So we give our quail a lot of fly grubs, mealworms, that kind of thing is probably their favorite snack other than squash. And the next thing would be veggies, squash, kale. We actually have some live plants in here for them to kind of munch on as they go throughout the day. But they do love Brussels sprouts and all kind of different veggie scraps that you would normally just throw into the compost. And we also have this little mix here from Wholesome Harvest. It's a non-GMO quail feed. It's honestly quite hard to find quail feed online, but this one is definitely pretty cheap compared to some of them. The quail also love it. So it's really important to give them good quality food, because what you put into their food is what you're eventually going to be eating when you eat the eggs. So it's a full circle that just makes you healthier overall. Now, next up is water. We have a just watering system here that they can just go up and hit the little nipple and it drops water for them. A lot of our quail do love this, but it's also a good idea to have a secondary backup water in just a bowl. Not a large bowl because they can drown, but thank you. But a little small bowl full of water because some of our quail are quite picky and don't like the nipple. This just gives them another option. This is Peach. She is the newest addition to our little family here. But anyways, so I tried to make this video short and sweet just to give you a quick little rundown on what all things you need to look at or consider when getting quail. If there are any more questions that you have that I did not answer or I didn't think about to put in this video, just leave me a comment below and let me know. If you like the video, let me know. And yeah, we're going to be doing a good bit of quail videos here, but also a good bit of fruit trees and other gardening things related. My goal for 2025 is just to put good information out there and honestly inspire others to get into the garden. Alright, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave the thumbs up and any comments with questions that I did not answer for this video. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video.